476 days. That's how long this contract between Pennsylvania's 14 state universities and their faculties has been expired. October 19th. That's the day the state's faculty union has slated to walk out. So what does all this mean for the system's 112,000 students? At the center of the dispute are the terms of a collective bargaining agreement, or CBA. So what exactly is a CBA? We spoke to Dr. Colleen Cooke, a professor at Slippery Rock University and vice president of the Slippery Rock chapter of the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculties, or APSCUF for short. APSCUF, in other words, is the state's faculty union.
So the CBA that's how it's abbreviated, collective bargaining agreement. It's basically the contract. It is the contract between the faculty and the state system, which is our employer.
The last CBA ran for 4 years, effective from July 2011 through June 2015. As the agreement nears its expiration date, the next step is to negotiate terms for a new contract. The agreements are made on a statewide level between the state's negotiators, administrators, and top-ranking union officials. According to a release from APSCUF, negotiations began in December of 2014. However, after several negotiation meetings,
in January of 2016, the state system fired their attorneys, or their attorneys, their legal team. And so from January to April of 2016, there were no negotiations whatsoever because the state couldn't meet. When they finally did come back to meet a full year later in June, they proposed 249 changes to our current CBA. A full year into what should have been active negotiations, they did this.
Kenn Marshall, the official spokesman for the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, says that the state has been negotiating in good faith with APSCUF, but the primary sticking point has been financial.
We have been bargaining in recognition of, we have an outstanding faculty. We want to give them raises. Our faculty currently are among the highest paid in the nation among their peers. They rank in the top 10 to 15%. The average total earnings of a faculty member in our system, full-time faculty member in our system last year, was just under $100,000. Earlier this year, we started negotiating exclusively on a long-term agreement. Again, we proposed, very significant increases, but we do need those cost savings. There has to be a balance.
APSCUF maintains its faculty are mainly stuck on high-caliber teaching in education.
So we believe that there's a value to both online course instruction and traditional course instruction. But we as faculty members believe that the hands-on, face-to-face, traditional classroom structure is much better and much more beneficial to our students. And the current CBA, the one that we've been working under, also states that there is a preference for traditional courses. The new contract kind of devalues that traditional classroom, that traditional face-to-face classroom activity.
The state system says it is committed to quality education, but pointed out its schools have had financial hardship.
We are interested in making sure that students have access to courses via distance education when they want them. But we are not, there's nothing in our proposal that would require a student to take a course by distance ed, nor is there anything in our proposal that requires a faculty member to teach a course by distance ed. In fact, the language says, in terms of faculty, that courses being taught by distance education are to be voluntary. The faculty member must want to teach the course. There's nothing in the contract that requires any faculty member to teach a course via distance ed unless they are hired specifically to do so.
Seeing no other option, APSCUF faculty voted in September to authorize a strike. On September 23rd, APSCUF President Dr. Kenn Marshall announced via Facebook Live their next move.
I'm about to say, I say with a heavy heart, in that we feel that we have no choice but to say that by October 19th, if we don't have a contract, all the faculty at all 14 of our universities will be on strike.
In other words, all faculty at all 14 universities will walk off the job in the middle of their semester. So what are students to do October 19th?
I know for me, as I was preparing for this semester and feeling the crunch of no contract, I put a statement in each one of my syllabi that says that I am the teacher of record for this course. I am the instructor of record, and grades can only be awarded by the instructor of record.
If a strike does happen, we intend to keep the universities open. The one thing that's important to note is the faculty union could call the strike, or can call the strike, and they're the only ones that can. They're the only ones responsible if there is a strike. But it's up to individual faculty members to decide whether or not to actually walk out on students and walk out of classes. Individual faculty members have the right to choose whether to continue to teach or whether to go on strike.
So I do know that if they were to go on strike, there's no obligation for us to maintain to go to class or to maintain to keep up with our academic studies unless the reported grader is doing so.
The state has not indicated any plans to change the academic calendar in the event of a strike. However, both sides maintain their commitment to reach a deal.
If we go on strike from 12:01 a.m. the day we go on strike, I don't get paid. I don't have any health benefits. Okay, it impacts us too, and that's going to hurt. Not having a paycheck, not having health. We have Cobra that we can buy, but it's like $600 a month. I have a mortgage to pay, so I want the strike to end. I don't want to go on strike. We offered binding arbitration. We were willing to make concessions, and the state flat out refused. The state is doing this to them. The state system of higher education, Chancellor Brogan's office, they are doing this to the state system of higher education in Pennsylvania. They're going to destroy it.
There are some universities that should there be a strike, and should that result in significant additional losses of enrollment. Our universities have seen enrollment declines. Most of our universities have seen enrollment declines for 5, 6, 7 years in a row. If a strike results in additional enrollment loss, and should it go on for any extended period of time, there are some universities that may not be able to survive that.
If the state and faculty don't reach an agreement by October 19th, 112,000 students will be without faculty. The administration has told them to continue to go to class anyway. I'm Alexander Popichak, and this is NewsNight.